welcome to AchieveMEN, where we ignite spark within you to achieve greatness. As Nelson Mandela said, the greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time that you fall. My name is Dapo Banjo. Welcome to AchieveMEN on AchieveMEN channel. The topic today before us, very, very interesting: building resilience, thriving amidst Nigerians' current hardship. Now, adversity and uncertainties are part of life. And joining me on this show are my co-host, Igho Orienru. He is a highly experienced transformational leadership coach, trainer. He's also a speaker trained by the Maxwell Leadership and certified team. Now, he is also a chartered accountant, a tax administrator, an author, and advisor with a mission to impact others positively. Now, next we have with me in the studio, Akin Opatola, who is a real estate consultant, property valuer, and a distinguished figure in the real estate industry in Nigeria, celebrated for his extensive experience and profound impact on the industry. Now, with over 2 decades of expertise, Akin has established himself as a leading authority, inspiring and educating professionals around the globe. Now, they will share their inspiring thoughts and story and expertise on this show this morning. Igho, welcome to AchieveMEN.
Thank you, Dapo.
All right. Aki, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, now, it's a beautiful day, and I don't want us to take so much time. I believe that we should go straight into this morning's conversation. I'm going to start this way. We're all Nigerians, and let's take a look in terms of what's going on around us. When you take a very deep look into the economy, into the way of life, into everything Nigerians do today, I just don't know how we have managed over the years to still keep this country together. I don't know. But we're talking about building resilience. Most likely, Nigerians are the most resilient people on the face of the earth. How would you describe resilience for you? And as business people who have been around for quite a while, how have you survived these adverse, harsh economic realities in Nigeria? How have you survived? I can tell you for free, for me, I don't know how I've survived it, but I'm surviving, and that's why I'm still here. Maybe I would have japa to go and look for greener pasture. Now, let me come to you, Igho. What is resilience to you? How would you, broadly, without giving a dictionary meaning of what resilience is all about, how have you survived Nigeria?
Thank you, Dapo. Somebody said that there are different species of human beings. You have the Caucasians, you have the Europeans, you have the Americans, but there's a species that they are forgotten, and they are called Nigerians. We are a special breed from God.
Wow.
Because what we have inside of us is called resilience personified. Then again, for me, I be worry boy. We're not the carry last.
Worry do the carry
We're not
last.
the carry last.
Interesting.
So it has been something that has been inside of us. So that word resilience, which is to adapt, to recover, and to thrive consistently, has been something that I have grown up with all through the years. And so it is not strange for me anymore. The first, when I was growing up, I was born, I met the Civil War.
Wow.
Yes,
You've been around for quite a long time.
Yes, I'm 61 years old.
Wow, you
Yes.
don't even look it.
I retired last year from Lagos State Civil Service.
Interesting.
Congratulations.
Interesting.
So I in the war, we always look forward to be hearing the gunshots. And because they told us that once you hear the gunshot, just dive. So we like diving, sleeping on the ground. And they will say, don't look up, but we'll be looking up to be seeing the aircraft moving on.
Moving on.
So we survived the war.
Wow.
So, and going on again, we started the military men. And every time they keep saying, just manage, just manage. Wow. I knew Obasanjo when he was military leader. I knew Buhari when he was a military leader. Nothing has changed. So in all of this, one thing that is very clear for me is positivity, and ability to adapt fast and just keep moving on. My mentor, John Maxwell, wrote a book, Failing Forward.
Failing forward.
Yes. So, and when he was asked, how many years did it take you to recite? He said, no, failing is part of my life, but I make sure I always fail forward.
All right.
So the same thing, adapting has become part of us. So if this do not work, this must work. If this does not work, this must work. And with that positivity, we just see ourselves going from one to the other, from one to the other, because if you stay still, you'll be crushed.
Akin, I'm coming to you. It's becoming very interesting. I'm just going to take this intro and then we go into the conversation proper.
Yeah.
And that will give us an insight on how to really energize the Nigerian society, especially the younger generation. They call them names, but I call them resilient. They call them Gen Z, the baby boomers. We have the millennials. We have them. And we give them so much names, but these are people who have survived the odds. The myriads of experiences in Nigeria has been crazy, but you just see that every day Nigerians wake up and they keep moving on. What's resilience to you, Akin?
Thank you so much. So it's a tough one. I'm a real estate practitioner and an estate surveyor, so I wear many hats. One of those hats is the hat of an entrepreneur. Resilience has been tough. If I want to give my own story, my firm is just slightly above 8 years, and it has been quite challenging. Honestly, I admire the Nigerian spirit in everyone, especially entrepreneurs. But for myself, the journey has been tough, from recruiting staff to managing staff, just as you mentioned, the Gen Zs, the generation.
Have you had an opportunity to employ a crook?
So I have been lucky. I hadn't had that.
Okay.
I've not been that unlucky to employ a crook. Luckily for me, I take my time.
Okay.
There are some steps I put in when I'm trying to recruit staff. I don't do it on my own. I get a lot of senior colleagues to join in, in the interview process. So we put heads together. So
you know what? I'm going to interject, and it's because I'm interested in this recruitment thing. Maybe you have to be spiritual to even get them. I am a recruiter, and I have done due diligence. I went as far as doing background checks to bring people on board to work in organizations. And they still turn out to be crooks. I think maybe God has been on your side or something, for you not to have employed one.
So for me, yes, I would say I've been quite lucky, but it's also the model that I put in place.
Great.
So the professional services firm that I run is a small niche firm. It's always going to be me and 3 other staff, apart from people doing internship or people coming to do one form of IT or the other, or holiday jobs.
I see.
Yeah, so I prefer referrals when I want to hire. So friends, family, summer colleagues. Oh, a friend of mine just finished school, he's good. So they give me a test of the person's character, first off, before I review the resume, bring him in, then I get to my senior colleagues, like I've mentioned, for us to also banter. I also do series of tests, psychological analysis and things like that. Then also, I try to put policies in place even in my office on a small scale, so they don't have money to be able to pilfer and things like that. So I've been lucky, I must put it that way.
Okay. Another thing I want us to quickly take a look is that we have myriad of issues, especially when it comes to entrepreneurs like you and people who have started their own businesses in Nigeria. And then you have no electricity issue, you have no water issue, you have to pay for your own security, you have to pay for almost everything that you're doing. How has business been? I mean, a lot of businesses have closed down because they just couldn't continue. And I don't want to believe it's because they are not resilient enough. Maybe they just ran out of options and they just cannot go on. Have you had a business experience that pushed you to a very, very tail end of giving up? Have you had a giving up kind of experience before? Akin, let me come to you. Have you at any point in time just thought about, I better just shut this down? I just can't go on anymore.
Yes, to be brutally honest, I have. Within my 8-year journey as an entrepreneur, I've had quite a number. I'll give an instance because for the first part of my career, I did about 12 years in the financial services sector. I worked in some of the commercial banks. So when I decided to take the bold move to set up my own business, it was a deliberate and intentional mindset. And I know that the work of an entrepreneur is tough. Yes, I know that. So I was ready for those difficult times. But there was one in question that, threw me off. And that was during the COVID year. I think that was year 2000. It was horrible. Honestly, it was challenging. I had the 3 staff who were with me then, and I had to pay them. There was lockdown.
Throughout the period of the COVID?
Yes.
You were paying?
We had to.
I couldn't pay. I mean, there was no way.
Lockdowns. It was tough. Business was slow. Things were not moving.
Yeah.
And what we do is, majority of what we do is real estate marketing. So we're showing clients properties. You couldn't do that during COVID.
Yes.
Yes, we're doing inspections. We couldn't do all that. But you have to keep on paying. And I didn't want to be the kind of leader or boss that was slashing salaries, using that as an excuse or owing. So it was tough. I thank God for a few of my friends that were still in banking. Yes, that could give me short-term loans that I could use, to take care of myself. And
so how do you expect people like us who do not have bankers as friends, who don't have access to loans, how do you expect us to survive a period like that in the history of the world, not even Nigeria, But I'm coming back to you. Igho, do you have any experience, a give it all up kind of experience at any point when you started business? Or it could even be at a very early stage of your life, maybe from secondary school to the university days. I had my own fair share. When I was in the university, I was an activist, and I don't want to say I was a bad boy, but I was 2 times PRO of the student union government. I was 1 time president of the student union government, and I've had to send student home on 2 different occasions, and they have had to spend 4 months and 6 months. I studied what you can call medical physics. It sounds like a very good course, right? But it's because I read a 4-year course in 6 years, because 2 years I lost in the process. So I studied medical physics because 6 years would have taken a medical student to probably be rounding up to get out of school. Have you had that kind of experience? What's your story? What's your survival story?
My survival story is a whole book.
Aside from the fact that you're a worry boy, who don't want to carry last,
Yeah, like I wrote it in LinkedIn one time. Today, I'm a leadership coach. I bring in leaders, CEOs, top executives with my mentor, Today Fowler.
Can you hold on to these thoughts? We'll go on a short break now. When we come back, I will still have Igho and Akin with me in the studio. We'll be right back after this time out.
For us here at the School of Eloquence, our primary focus is on the art of public speaking, because it's a major problem. And public speaking, we must understand, is the raw art of speaker to audience oral communication.
I got a lot more than I actually expected. I have overcome the few years I used to have.
The more you speak, the better you are at speaking.
School of Eloquence is the place you can be, and there's a turnaround. That change you are expecting, you get it there.
Thank you, and we're back. I still have Akin with me in the studio, and Igho is still very much here, the worry boy himself, who have survived all odds over the period of a very long time. Yeah. I mean, 61, you're one of the blessed Nigerians.
Amen.
Considering that they said the rate at which men dies compared to women, making it up to 60, 61, it's a lot. I'm very close. I'm very close, just knocking the door and all of that. So I was asking you about something very important. Yeah. How have you survived the odds over a long period of time. And I don't want any Maxwell thing. I want the Nigerian content. I want, what did you do? Well, I mean, I have had to steal before to survive at a point in my life.
Okay.
You know, something, and that reminds me, you know, as a motivational channel, we need to put it all out there. That reminds me that, you see, you can do something bad, not because you're a bad person. And you can, you know, and that, you just get to a point in your life where you are left with only one option, and that's to do something that is against your personal ethics, your values, and so many things you stand for.
There's a strong survival instinct pushing you.
Exactly. You know. Okay. So let's come back to you.
Okay, thanks. I told you I'm a worry boy. I know there are some things you cannot say without some pidgin English.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so I saw survivor life in my mother.
Wow.
And I always say it everywhere. I've written it in several articles. Because I'm from a family of 11.
Wow.
And I'm number 8.
One father, one mother.
Yes.
Ah.
And my father died early. I was 11 when my father died.
Wow.
And my mother took care of every one of us. So I learned resilience from her. I learned entrepreneurship from her. I learned faith from her. I learned tenacity from her. Apart from God, she was my number 1 mentor.
Wow.
Because one day I asked her, I said, Mommy, why is it that you sell Gary, you sell rice, you sell oil, you sell clothes, you sell this? She said, are we... You not be worried person now.
I not be worried person. But you just they describe my mama now.
You describe your mama?
Yes, now.
So she said, you are 11. I must feed you all. So if selling Gary is not paying again, so my mother had Blue Ocean strategy. Wow. So if selling Gary is not paying again, I'll look for another avenue to also sell. If that is not going, I will put on burger fish. When my father died, they said he should mourn for about 2 months, isn't it? After about a week, my mother went to the market. She said, if you guys can come and feed me and my children, come and tie me down to be mourning somebody who has died. He has died, he has died. So I saw her moving from one to the other. She was the one that opened the channel to the east from Delta to be bringing oil. Because my elder brother was working in an oil company. The day she went to visit him, she saw that there are a lot of palm trees and there are people produce oil. She opened that channel. We made so much money from there. By the time it was full, when people were still going, she has moved from another place.
I need to interject.
So that is where I learned resilience.
Okay, you learned that from your mom.
Mother, yes.
Where did she learn it from?
Her.
Where did she learn it from? Where did she pick that up from?
She also picked it from her grandmother.
Oh, okay, so it's generational.
Yeah, because I met my grandmother. I met my grandmother who lived she was close to about 100, and she was also buying and selling and trading at the same time. And our own is that she is always very, very good in excellent customer service.
Awesome.
Yes, my grandmother. So if you are a customer, you'll be a customer for life because she will take care of you. She was selling groundnut oil. Do you know, have you seen where somebody's selling groundnut oil? She will wash inside the bottle.
Wow.
And make sure there's no dirt inside. It will be dry. Then she will put the oil inside the bottle and she will wash the bottle again. So when you see the bottle, it will be sparkling. So she traded in Lagos here before they moved to Warri. She even got a piece of land in Lagos here. This open Sangros market.
Wow.
So it has been generational. And after that, my mother also picked. So my mother and my grandmother, they were very, very good. And funny enough, out of the 11 of us, I was the one that was like pretty closer to her because she was always taking me to the market, buying and selling. So I learned resilience from her. So after I left, after she passed on and I started growing up, you asked me whether there was a time I wanted to fully give up.
Yeah.
There are several times, but the one I can never forget was in 2009. Because that entrepreneurship spirit was in me, I told myself, after 40, I will retire.
Wow.
That after 40, I teach goal setting, and after 40, I'll move to my own house, I'll retire, do my own business, and by God's grace, all those goals were achieved.
Great.
So at 40, I was running my own business. Then 2009, because I started early, so I left banking, senior manager for 3 years, ready to go to be AGM. So as soon as I moved into my business, all my major clients were bankers. So I was training back to back.
I think the only surviving strategy in Nigeria is to first be a banker. Because that seems to be very common in both stories.
That's very true.
But you see, let me tell you why I chose to be a banker. My name is Igho. Igho means money.
So you went.
I want to go and see that money. So I went to study accounting. I said, bank. I just believe that if I see bank, I will see plenty money.
And you know the beautiful thing about the bank training in this country is awesome.
Rugged.
You get both the monetary, fiscal understanding when it comes to finance.
That is correct. Yes, both the academic, the professional training, you get it, and you'll be tough.
But so not now with all this digital age.
Things have changed.
That's changed. We are sleeping in the Damola Street now. We walk and sleep in the office. We only go home and take your bath. You still resume again 9 a.m.
As a banker?
Yes, in this Lagos.
I know the bank already. It was tough.
As a matter of fact, I thought you guys were the ones enjoying the life and all of that.
So when I
you just put on the jacket in the morning and the white whatever.
That's what they call tough love.
Yes.
Yes, I can appreciate it now.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was tough.
Tough?
Yes.
But because you are doing it because you love the job.
Targets, it's very brutal. There's internal competition, even amongst your branch, then the bank, then the other competing banks. But see how we've turned out.
Then you have mentors that you can never forget. Olagudoye taught us excellence and strength. Tunde Fowler, Akin Opatola. You can't forget these people.
That was my MD at the
You
time.
understand?
Oh, Tunde Fowler.
No, Akin Opatola.
So when I left, I started doing business. Of course, I was trained back to back for different of the banks. Then Sanusi came 2009. I don't remember dates because I don't like negative things, but I can't forget that date. It was August 14th. He made that announcement of merging banks.
Merging banks.
August. I've already had training lined up from August to December. As at that time, 2009.
And your bank was swallowed.
What about 20 million? And they come now. Suddenly, the banks were merged. The people I want to train, if one of them told me, the people you want to train, they have been sacked.
Wow. Oh my.
So, from August till December 2009 was like just eating up all the savings. So I just went to my mentor, January 2010, Tunde Fowler.
I'm in crisis.
I said, bros, if you don't give me training every time, you just put me in your payroll.
Wow.
So it was tough. But this is where resilience comes in, you understand? I didn't just fold my hands. And there in his office, I can see you have that picture. I said, I've been telling you to come and revamp my training school. You said that you want to be your own businessman. I can give you training, but the best thing is you need to revamp my training school. I don't need to pray. I say, I'm ready, sir.
Right now.
Yes,
that's an opportunity. That was a very
let's talk
big
about
job.
you must learn to adapt.
You just have to.
I don't need to call my wife that you do think about it. I don't need any other visionaire. And of course, as a worry guy now, my CV was always with me. I just
you are the CV.
I just opened.
You are the CV.
I just opened his office door. The secretary to know. I said, Tina, print my CV for me now. Wow. So immediately I adapted. Forget whether I have other clients and staff. Forget whether I was MD CEO. The next week, I started the training school.
Awesome.
And immediately I entered the training school, I told myself, wherever it is that it will take me to in tax, I will be there. In 13 years, I reached the highest point because I was the governing council of Challenge of Taxation. I was a fellow. Till today, I'm an authority in personal income tax, known up to CITN.
Great. That's a very, very inspiring story. And that's what AchieveMEN Challenge is all about.
Give me tithe and offering.
All right, Aki, because we're rounding up now. I need to listen to your own survival story. Against all odds, how did you get here? What would be your resilient story? That I've survived all the challenges. I know challenges, they don't ever get to finish. They will always come back. As you're resolving one, another one is coming up. As you're resolving one, another one is coming up. But what would be your main success story? That I was at the verge of just saying bye-bye, and these are the steps that I took. And it worked out. It could be providence. It could be that you're a praying person. It could be that you have somebody supporting you, or you could find help somewhere. But what exactly would be that niche? When did it happen and how?
Okay, thank you. So for me, I like to have mentors from afar. People that I've never met. I just get to interact
read
with them
about
through
them?
books, yes,
Oh, okay.
through the internet and through various podcasts. So one of them is somebody like Elon Musk. And I noticed that for him, he has SpaceX, he also has Tesla. These are companies that he founded close to 21 years ago. In fact, I was reading one of his books, and they said when he started the conversation around electric cars, people were laughing. People were actually laughing, but now see what the world is. So for me...
And you think Elon is not someone who is very philosophical and has something that makes him tilt the world towards whatever he believes in?
So that is the point I'm even going to make now. So that's one. The other person is Sean Keller. Sean Keller, South African, about 44 years old. He's the one that architect that designed the Museum of the Future in Dubai. Amazing. Started off his architectural firm in South Africa, moved over to Dubai a couple of years ago. He has close to 80, 90 world-class projects across the world. So when I see people like this, their thinking is futuristic.
Yes.
Defy all odds, irrespective of your age, where you come from, South Africa, but they are moving mountains. They are tough. They are resilient. So when I see those kind of people, I also bring it down home. I say, look, Akin, no matter the odds, you have to also make it. So I see these people, I get inspired. So like I said, we have so many challenges here. I don't let it discourage me in any way. I have mentors and senior colleagues here that are making it despite the challenges. I have been opportune to travel to over 40 countries.
Awesome.
Yes, and when I travel, I look for an inspiring story outside also, and I try to relate it inside. And I see a lot of these business expatriates come into the country, and they are wondering, they're looking at our demographic, and I say, look, you guys have 210 million. This demographic, this number is money. You guys have a youthful population of above 90 million, and they are seeing money. So I'm wondering, there are a lot of things that we can do also. And as my colleague has said, I also try to also not play too much because of what the painful setback that happened during COVID. So I said, okay, it's good to also diversify your portfolio. So I do a lot of marketing trainings now. So I'm opportune to teach master students in about 2 or 3 schools. I also do online training courses. I also do speaking engagements. So I get to travel outside the country and within to give presentation and talks about real estate marketing. So even when the real estate space is tough, I can't sell a house, I can't rent a home, there are other sources we need to adapt and achieve and be able to meet my goals and plans.
Yeah, because we don't have time. In one sentence, say something to a Nigerian youth. In one sentence, just as it comes to your mind, without having to form it or to make it look beautiful. And you can actually say it in pidgin.
One thing I will say is that learn to live depending on the higher power, Almighty God, who owns the future, who can create the future, and you can bring your future into now and begin to live it. That is why even after I retired, I was already living my future before I retired. I didn't pray one day before I started doing what I was doing because I was already doing it. And it was because the Almighty was leading me and I was depending on Him. When you depend on Him, He knows the way. You will never miss it.
Awesome. Are you okay?
So for me, I'll put it that we should all try to be patient. I see a lot of people, they're looking for quick wins. There is no shortcut to making it. It takes time. There's time, there is currency, and there is knowledge. We need to take time, read books, be patient, follow it through, and definitely we will meet at the top. Thanks.
All right, so if you don't know how to read books, if you are not from Warri, you don't know how to read books, you don't know how to talk well, then I think you have a lot of ground to cover. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode of AchieveMEN. And today we will round it up here, but we'll come back with a very fantastic episode again So join us on the same session and the same time and its AchieveMEN on AchieveMEN channel.